Hello, everyone. Welcome to SoulSpace Podcast number 145.
Welcome.
Once again.
We are talking still
Yeah.
about springing into your potential.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're so excited to continue that journey with you guys today. And we're going to talk a little bit about the art of creation.
Yeah. And we kind of started on this last week, just talking about how we create in our life. How do we move forward out of those yucky times into the good times? And noticing that it's our energy that's attracting whatever we are.
Right. One of my
What was that
favorite
quote?
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of what we were just talking about in this book that we're going through
Mhm.
is you don't get what you want. You
Yeah.
get what you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that was such a good quote out of there. And it's so true. You know, when you're feeling good, you're attracting good things. Things are flowing. When you hit that pothole in the road, you're starting to attract the crap. You're starting to attract the traffic jams, the stubbing your toe, the red lights, the bad parking spots, whatever.
Yeah. So all of a sudden there was a delay in your money coming in. Like they're like, oh
Right.
yeah, sorry about that thing with your check. You'll have it next Thursday.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting that
Stuff
kind
like
of
that
thing.
happens.
But that's momentum.
Yeah.
But you can change that momentum from positive to negative or one way or the other
Yeah.
by enacting your own personal will upon it, by becoming who you want to be in that moment and
Right.
attracting the things whether that you want or that you don't want, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's just a little switch of your energy and knowing that everything is always working out for you no matter what. It might be a bump in the road, but that bump might take you to a better place.
Yeah.
It's in the end.
Or that bump creates clarity
Or yeah, exactly.
about what you really do want, or
Yep.
things that you don't want, or the things that you do want. And that
Mhm.
clarity leads you to something.
Yeah. Always. Okay, so
Wonderful. So we're going to continue in the book that we were in last week. And for those of you that are just coming on for the first time, maybe, The Great Awakening by Mike Dooley. And this is a compilation of different authors. And this was part of a class that Tracy took and had a bunch of different speakers. And so they created a book to go with it.
yep, it was
And
like a summit.
yeah, like a summit.
It's good.
Yeah. And so the section we are in was written by Sara Landon.
Yeah.
And she communicates with the council. And so she channels the council and their information. Kind of like Esther Hicks does with Abraham.
Yeah.
There's several different people that are famous channels that do that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So we're in this book. We're starting on page 60 today. If you do have this book by some happy circumstance. And the section we are starting in is called The Art of True Creation.
That's awesome.
Pertaining to self-realization, where does intention come in? Is that even important? Does possessing the intention to awaken negate it? Should I have the intention to awaken? Or should I simply pursue joy through, for example, hanging out with my young daughter? The idea of surrendering is a tricky one for somebody like me. How do we find the balance between intention and deliberate awakening versus just go out and have a great time, be happy, and love will abound? So that's a question from, I think, one of the people at there.
I think so.
At
Probably
their
at the summit.
group summit or whatnot. It's a great question.
It is.
I really like this question because a lot of people have this question.
Yeah.
Well, this is their answer. Well, a few things for you here. A few things for you here that would be very helpful. Number one, anything you love has the ability to awaken you. Anything you love, including your daughter, being with her, and the love that you feel for her. When you think about the day she was born and the love you felt, or when you think about those moments that you've loved her the most, you were as close to realization and enlightenment as you could possibly be. entirely because of the way you felt. What did you feel? Love pouring through every cell of your body, the light of the world shining within your heart. Now, what do you think enlightenment feels like? It is the presence of the divine, divine love. It is the presence of God. It is source right in front of you, within you, and all around you. In every cell of your body, you're feeling that. That's what self-realization is. That's what enlightenment is. That's what ascension is. So, if any person you love, anything that someone loves, really, really, really loves and is passionate about, even science or mathematics, has the power to awaken them, expand their perspective, their awareness, and their ability to perceive beyond, and to feel into a state of realization or enlightenment. That is the quickest path. It could be no other way. For the intention of self-realization, we're going to talk about being in the moment, being present, and imagination. Imagination is the realm of pure potential, available through being present in the moment. It's the raising of one's consciousness to explore different potentials for true creation and bringing about experiences, dreams, and desires through the process of impeccable creation.
Yeah.
That
So
part,
good.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. You can't say it much better than that.
no. And talking about exploring, dreaming, by doing that, you're creating the different potentials and experiences for yourself by doing that. That
Right.
is the art of creation, is the art of dreaming, the
Mhm.
art of thinking about a different story.
Yeah. 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 It's so good. It's so good.
And what they talked about in last week's podcast was
Mhm.
really the energy of creation flows through each of us and through all of ourselves and around us and
Yeah.
everything. And so by dreaming, you are summoning more of that life
Yeah.
force energy that creates
Mhm.
and creating that potential and creating that vibration of those things that you're dreaming about in
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah.
And in that moment, that creation starts and they start to go, okay,
Mhm.
let's line these things up to bring that to you. And then
Yeah.
are you allowing it or not?
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah. And one important thing to do when you do start dreaming about what you want is put yourself in that place. You know, see yourself in that picture, having that dream, doing that dream, whatever it is. And that helps create it even faster when you do that.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
it's so good to, at times in our lives, sometimes we forget about dreaming. We don't do it often enough.
Right.
And if we would, things would happen a lot faster.
You wouldn't get stagnant.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we do.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
And you know, one thing that Tony Robbins always says, and I love him too,
Mhm.
is he talks about how dreaming and focus plus great emotion or
Yeah.
great energy
Yeah.
towards something
Yeah.
creates it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's really what they're talking about.
Mhm. Yeah.
Super cool.
Good.
When you imagine yourself living as an ascended master, enlightened and realized, you project a holographic image into your force field of consciousness that the particles of infinite creation will respond to. And as they do, just as for all manifestations, you will be presented with the highest manifestation in a form that aligns with the original feeling of your intention. All done in the most easy, effortless, harmonious way possible through the process of true creation. Maybe you imagine yourself walking out in the sunshine with the biggest smile on your face and a breeze in your hair, birds and butterflies and the beauty of nature all around you, with your daughter skipping and jumping beside you and your beloved wife. Feel abundant with well-being in your body, joyful and in harmony with everything else. Really feel this. Can you see this by yourself? Can you even expand this vision of what enlightenment would look like and feel like, going even deeper? That's your part. That's your job. That's what you're here to do. Then completely let go of how, when, or where it's going to happen. Free yourself from any expectations of what may happen next, because quite honestly, you've already created it. You just focus yourself through the power of your imagination to draw from the realms of possibility available to you in the now moment. You created it. You've physically moved yourself through your consciousness, summoning energy into an experience where you will feel the reality of being fully realized. This is living as the enlightened master that you are. That's a pretty big section there.
That is. And, she talks about feeling those things as you're going through, as you're dreaming. And that's a huge part of it, is putting those feelings into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to attract.
Because your feelings, so if we break it down, your feelings tell you where you are at vibrationally.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling in that moment when you're dreaming of this,
Mhm.
being fully realized and enjoying the company of people you love,
Yeah.
you're feeling that love vibration, which is the highest vibration, right?
Mhm.
You're feeling love, you're feeling joy, you're feeling fun, you're feeling the calm and peace of the creation around you and nature, and you're enjoying it so much.
Mhm.
And so that's the vibration you're putting out, and that's the vibration that you're getting in response in that very moment.
Yeah.
In that very moment, you've already created that.
Mhm.
And now it's about allowing it to come to you by staying in that vibration, by creating that vibration more, by being that in that space where it can make its way to you, where you attract it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can, just by thinking about those things, it'll help you feel them. But if you would spend even 5 minutes on a little meditation, seeing those things come to you, or seeing yourself doing what you want to do, it will really help help you become that. So it'll come a lot faster, and be more fulfilling, or not, that's not the word I'm thinking of, but it'll help embody that more for you.
Right. And it's like, well, it's about focusing, remembering what it is that, thinking about the things that you want, figuring out what it is that you want.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to experience what it's like to have it.
Mhm.
And it's about also remembering that once you create something, it has been created and the universe is responding in that moment. So a lot of people, they're like, it's not happening fast enough. Well, you're worrying about it not happening fast enough, or how it's going to happen, or what's going to bring it about, and what I need to do.
Yeah.
All that worry and stuff is what holds it away. That's the resistance.
Yeah.
It's like putting up a wall and saying, okay, dreams, get through that wall. I want to see it happen,
Yeah. Yeah. And you're putting too many stipulations on every little thing, and you can't do it that way. You have to have an open feeling, and so you can allow what might be even better to come through.
And think about this. So when you see people and it seems like everything just works out for them, and you're like, how is everything working out for them? Like, they don't seem to care. They're just willy-nilly enjoying every day and hanging out, and they're just so relaxed.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing it.
Right.
They're not worrying about how it's going to happen or where this is going to come or what. They just know that they know what they want. They've decided to have it. They put it out there. They're dreaming it, and they feel it coming to them. They know that it's working out for them. And in that knowledge of it's working out for them, they're in that relaxed state where things just work out for them, because everything can flow into their life that they've been seeking.
Yeah.
That they're in vibrational harmony with.
It's so true.
Let the next perfect step come to you. Do this by following the energy, letting the light guide your way, and doing what is your highest joy, your highest excitement, what lights you up, what you love. Now, we know you have a business and a lot of responsibilities, things that you do for your family and things that you do for your employees and community. We understand there are all these things on your plate, but you love this. You love what you do. You love and have so much joy in this. So bring that love and joy into the tasks that you're doing, knowing that you are choosing to do them, not because you have to, because you get to.
Mm.
If in any particular moment a task is not lighting you up, does not feel in the flow, and does not feel very joyful, then stop.
Yeah.
People spend their lifetime doing what they should do, what they're supposed to do,
Mm.
or all the things that they have to do because they're feeling not enough yet, not worthy yet, or can't go have fun yet.
Mhm.
Instead, you can train yourselves very quickly and easily if you stop trying to push and force energy where you think it should go. I think that's a really good point. Forcing is creating resistance, it's putting that
It
wall.
is, yeah, yeah. We can't push a rope. You can't push the flow. You know, that's making things stick, making things take longer, making things, go the wrong way.
Right.
So we have to go with the flow and not try to push everything, not try to make things happen in our own time, because
Right.
we don't know what's best for us
We don't.
in the universe.
We can feel it if we know how to feel it out.
Right.
We can follow our guidance there.
Yeah.
But if you're doing something, you're doing a task and it's really not feeling good to you, you're like, I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
It'd be a good idea to set that task down.
Right.
And pick up something that feels better.
Yeah.
Until you start to feel better. And then maybe you can come back to the other task and it will be easier.
Yeah.
But if trying to force yourself through it, it never works.
It never works.
It never works.
Yeah.
A good example is, so when I was in college, I had to write lengthy papers. And when I would sit down and I would feel like I had to get it done, I had to force it, I got nowhere. You'd write maybe a couple of sentences or a paragraph or two, a page maybe. You're like, well, that's not going to get me to 10 pages.
Right.
But what I would do is I would set it aside.
Yeah.
Until I felt like writing. And when I felt like writing, I felt inspired.
Yeah.
Then I'd bang out a 5 to 10 page paper in a few hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was one of those things where I intuitively, even though I hadn't studied any of this, I knew intuitively that I needed to be in that mode of receiving my inspiration. I needed to be in that space that was conducive to writing. And then when I was, it just flows out of me. And the same is true now.
Yeah.
Is like, I can write, 1,000 things all at once. And then the next day I'm like, I don't want to do any of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to be in the mood for it, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is you're in the flow of it or you're not. And if you're not in the flow of it, come back to it later.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be done right now. And then usually it's that overwhelm of trying to do everything at once that causes the block in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so true. If it might even be a 5-minute break from it and come back, and it'll go just fine. It doesn't have to be, oh, I only have 2 weeks to get this done. I got to get it done. That's plenty of time. You can come back in a half an hour, it's 15 minutes. And that's usually enough to change up that energy. Go do something that you really love for just a few minutes and it's going to feel good. So yeah, it doesn't pay in the long run to force it at the time.
Right.
Because it's only going to make things worse and make them take longer.
Right.
So just go try something else for a minute and come back.
You know what that's called? A pivot.
A pivot, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
What?
it
That's
is a
important.
pivot. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
If you've been following us for a while, you get it. If you haven't, go watch
some of our older.
So you want to do this next?
Sure.
Right? I'm just in the second paragraph there.
Don't continue to follow that unconscious program. Just stop in the moment and take some breaths. Catch yourself when you're trying to push and force energy where you think it should go. All your power lies in any now moment. Once there, let inspiration guide. It knows what's lighting you up. Inspiration knows where the energy is. Inspiration comes from your soul, your higher self, your team, your guides, or whatever you want to call it. It's coming from the higher mind, from a higher level of consciousness and awareness beyond the limitations of your physical senses. Inspiration is an impulse. It says, I should do this, but I'm not going to push and force energy. I'm going to stop and take some deep breaths. It asks, what would bring me joy? What would really feel fun? What am I inspired to do in this moment? It might be something seemingly unrelated to your intentions. Maybe you desire to visit a local coffee or sandwich shop, or go to get a meal for yourself. It could be to go for a walk or a run. These things don't seem related at all, and what your intent to what your intention was, but that's what's lighting you up. So you go. A sign shows up, synchronicity presents itself. You overhear a conversation, and all of a sudden the next perfect inspiration comes to you, perhaps this time around the original intention. So you can change the complete subject of your thoughts in that moment. And when you come back, or when you're doing that other thing, something's going to inspire you to get back to what you originally were doing.
Right.
And it's going to be easy once you go back.
Yeah, you're like, I feel better now.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like, yeah, I can do this. I can get it done.
Yeah.
It feels good now.
Yeah. It's so good. This is following energy and letting light guide the way. It doesn't mean you don't take action. In fact, you take a lot of action, but it becomes inspired action. It's not action like you used to take from force and effort stemming from lack, limitation, separation, fear, or resistance. It's action that comes through inspiration, which is really what you want more of. More inspiration, more creativity, more enthusiasm, more passion, more divine orchestration, more synchronicities, more magic, more miracles, and more of all those things that are really natural when you raise your vibration and consciousness to live as the ascended master you are. Anyone and everyone can do this. You all have the ability. You all have the power. You all are worthy of living a life that you love, doing the things that bring you joy. You're worthy of the freedom to be who you are, to live fully and to love fully. You're worthy of abundance. You're worthy of well-being. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of true creation showing up even before you know you need it. You're worthy of that, which is why we say self-worth is the foundation of realization and enlightenment. Yeah. If you still think there's something you need to do in order to be good enough to be an ascended, enlightened, and realized master, you'll never get there, because there's nothing you can do to earn what's already the truth of you. I love that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So good. And it's so true. Just be you and do the things that feel good and the things you love, and you're on your way to having an amazing life.
Right. You know what I love about that is you can't earn things. There's no earning anything.
Yeah.
There's no earning love. There's no earning perfection in life. There's no earning money. What you are doing is you're saying that you're not worthy if you say I have to earn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already are worthy. You already deserve it. You already have created it. You don't have to earn anything. It's already yours by your being you. By the being of you, by you being a fount of creation, by you channeling that love energy through yourself, through your life. You are part of the larger whole, and you're an important part of the larger whole. And so the things you do and the things that you are and the things that you have and the things that you experience are all part of creating that huge, massive net of energy that is our universe. And that is the love energy that you already are. You deserve it by being.
Yeah. 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 Because we're here, we're worthy of everything that we ever want. Right?
Right. We're here to create the things that we want.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like, that's your purpose. You
Yeah.
are here to create. And so if you think, oh, well, I'm not worthy, I gotta earn it first. That's the stopgap. That's what's holding us all back
Yeah.
from really creating
Yeah.
and being the whole of that we are here,
Yeah.
and the quickening of the creation that we could have by realizing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are love energy. You are here to create and become more and learn and grow.
Yeah.
Allow yourself to do that.
Yeah.
And know that you are worthy of all of those things. And if you have thoughts in your head that tell you that you're not, that's just somebody else that had told you that you weren't. That experience that happened to you that said that you weren't. But that's not how you came into this life.
Right.
You didn't know that when you came in. That was not your truth when you came into this life.
That's true.
And so this is about reawakening your truth for yourself. If you say something to yourself and it doesn't feel good, that's your soul telling you that it's not your truth.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times that's just our ego talking, or the voices in your head that you heard when you were little, or you heard in the past somewhere.
Implanted thoughts from others.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can tell those thoughts to shut up. You really can.
One method is the freedom release method.
Yes.
It is the most effective for your subconscious.
Yeah.
And conscious mind.
Yes. So good. I love this, Carissa.
I love this book.
This is
such a wonderful book. I'm glad you brought this out.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the last questions that they have there, and then I'll start there?
Okay.
Because there's more questions from the audience on here, and I like that.
Yeah. So it does make sense, but we also hear about doing the inner work, an implication that we're not worthy, or at least not ready. You will not hear that from us. Those are the channels talking.
That's the answer.
Yeah. No, you did not hear that. No, we did not hear that from you, but we might have some baggage or unfaced issues, unresolved fears, or acknowledged grievances that need to be aired out. In the moment of realization, the past is healed. Everything is whole. Realization is to come into your wholeness, your perfection, your completeness, your magnificence. It's the integration of every part of you in the wholeness that is the truth of what you are. Let us quickly cover levels of consciousness.
I love that when they say in that moment of realization, or what we would call enlightenment, the past is healed for you, because you realize who you are.
Right.
You realize the whole of who you are.
Yeah.
And that those things they don't really hold you back unless you allow them to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm marking that one.
This is Tracy's book.
I can write in my book if I want to.
You can. Freedom.
Yep.
So this next section is entitled Levels of Consciousness. The third dimension. You are the mass conscious collective. Humanity that you are part of is most often in a state of the third dimension, which is determined by one's level of consciousness and one's vibration or frequency. When you're overwhelmed, frustrated, in resistance, busy, pushing, triggered, all those things, you're lowering your vibration. When you're telling yourself a story about why you can't do what you want to do, why you're not good enough yet, all these people who harmed you, and all these things you did wrong that you should be ashamed of, you're going to considerably lower your vibration and move into an experience of separation. In separation, there is lack. You are separate from what you want. There's limitation, there's fear. So then you go out to push and force an effort in your lower vibration. There is no judgment from our side, ever. However, all the things you wish to rid the world of are happening in a lower level of consciousness. This is why raising your consciousness level out of separation, lack, limitation, fear, and suffering is the only path forward for those who want to live in a new earth, heaven on earth, or in an ascended, enlightened, or realized state of consciousness. You are not going to rid the world of all the bad things from a lower level of consciousness. It is through raising your own and elevating yourself that you'll create a pathway forward for all humankind once they're ready to choose this for themselves. When you begin to ask the question, who am I? And you begin to understand that you're not your circumstances, you're not your conditions, you're not your stories, you're not the unhealed parts of you, and you're not the things that keep you in limitation, you'll begin to realize you can change your stories and all else, which our audiences already know, or they wouldn't have found this information. I really like that.
I do too. Everything comes to you at the right time when you need it the most. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There is no coincidence.
No, not at all.
The fourth and fifth dimensions. As you elevate your consciousness through the raising of your vibration into what we call the fourth dimension, you enter into a dimension based on transformation. In this dimension, you can change and transform. You can change your body, circumstances, and conditions. You can heal your body or heal past trauma. You can do the work to change things and fix things. You can determine what you want and manifest it. It's a dimension of transformation. Many remain here for years, decades, and sometimes a lifetime, constantly trying to transform, change, and judge what they don't like. Still, everything on your journey serves you. The final step out of the fourth dimension into the fifth dimension is to let go of judgment of yourself, your body, and others. Anytime you're in judgment, you're going to entangle yourself with needing to further fix, change, or heal in order to feel worthy or deserving of whatever you want. The fifth dimension is of pure love, where your well-being and abundance are assured. Every part of you is integrated into a state of oneness and enlightenment. You know the master that you are.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all striving toward, is to become the pure love energy that we are, remembering and becoming that again, releasing judgment of ourselves and others.
Yeah.
And what better pursuit could there be?
Right.
To finally let go of all of that and flow forward into love.
Yeah. Yeah. We need more of that in the world.
We do. Love is always needed.
Yeah.
Because love is who we are.
Yeah.
And when we feel that resonance within ourselves. And that's why they talk about when you feel that love for your children, or that love for your significant other, or that love for your pets, or the love for anyone, you were immediately transported into that space where everything is allowed.
Yeah.
That's just, it's who you are. You feel that resonance within yourself. You feel that expansion of yourself.
Yeah.
When you are in that energy.
Yeah, it automatically shifts your level of enlightenment and your level of joy, your level of everything. It feels so good to be able to be in that space.
Right. And it changes in that moment who you are. And remember, you don't get what you want, you get who you are.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So good.
So think about that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff in here.
Yeah.
But man alive, we
can't talk
about all of it all day long.
We'd love to.
We love to. There's so many good things in here.
Yeah.
But I think it's just important to remember that, like, the state that you're living in is the state that you will continue to live in.
Yeah.
And so choose what you want that to be.
Yeah, it's definitely your choice. If you want to live in a world of hate and drudgery and mundane life, that's your choice. But if you want to choose to be happy and joyful and loving what you do and loving who you're around, that's your choice too. And it is yours to make, not anybody else's.
Mhm.
So remember that and do that. Make that choice to be in a better space, and you'll be there
Right.
in no time.
You need to become what you want first.
Right. Yeah.
And the rest will follow.
Yep. For sure. It
Become
will.
who you want, become what you want to see in the world,
Yeah.
become what you want to see in your world.
Yeah.
And you will begin to see it make its way to you from
Mhm.
the inside out.
Definitely.
Because the world is a reflection.
Yep.
That energy that is around you responds to the energy that you put out. It is that mirror. You begin to see it reflect back to you what you're putting out. So become who you want to be now. Become what you want to see in the world now. Become that love energy. Become that peace. Become that wonderful human being that you see yourself being now. Be that person.
Yeah. Yep.
You will not regret a
Be
moment
it
of
in each moment as you move forward, and pretty soon you won't even recognize who you were before.
Yeah.
You'll become who you want to be.
I'm a completely different person than I was when I was younger.
Me too.
Like night and day. You know, I have the core of myself, but I'm like, it feels like I was a different person.
Yeah. And it was.
I don't even think.
Yeah.
I don't think the same at all.
Yeah.
I'm completely different.
Right. When you learn how to become who you want to be, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and pretty soon you just are that person all of a sudden. And it's almost unrecognizable a lot of times from what you were when you started learning about who you can become.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. It's like I am very much the person that I always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Because that's what I chose.
Yeah.
I said that's where I want to go. That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I'm going that way.
Yeah.
And anything that doesn't serve that is out the door.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's always your choice. Always remember that. It's always your choice.
Right. You are empowered.
Yeah.
To live the life that you want, to be the person that you want, to create things that you want. Yeah. And remembering that, I mean, that's one of the most amazing, like, freedom feelings that you can get, is remembering that you are an empowered being. You are creating your life in every given moment. Yeah. How cool is that? It is so cool. So what are we creating in this moment? You know? Yeah. Yeah, so good. Right now, we're creating more fun and more podcasts. We are. Always. Yeah. Yeah, it's so fun to talk about things like this and dream about it and think about what's possible in the future. You know, it's really fun. Yeah. If anything were possible. What would you want? What would I want? What would I dream about? Yeah. Yeah. Think about that a little bit. Right. In this week to come. Don't limit yourself. Yeah. Because a lot of people say, well, I want this, but I don't think I could ever have it or do it or become it or whatever. It's not true. Yeah. Not so allow yourself to dream a little bit. Yep. To dream a little bit, because that will begin to expand your own energy, expand who you are just by thinking about it, and open you up to the possibilities that want to make their way to you that you haven't been allowing before. It kind of gets you out of your box and allows that, you know, if you can't open a door, at least, you know, open a window. Right. Good way to put it. Let some air in. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe jump out of it. Yeah. Love it. It's my suggestion, but you know, not everybody's ready to jump out the window yet. No. Figuratively speaking. Right. Yeah, we don't want you to jump out. I don't want you to jump out the window. No. No. Figuratively speaking, the open door or the open window. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. We care about you. Be safe. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I love this one.
It's so good.
I do too. I really like that they bring in the audience questions too, because it really expands the whole conversation.
It does. It's very good.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we'll start again next time.
Yeah, we'll have some more wonderful things for you. We got
one more
week, I
week
think,
of April. Yep.
of our springing into your potential.
Into your potential. And it is fully spring, finally.
Oh my goodness, yes. Thank goodness.
Thank God.
We need spring. Bye-bye, winter.
Yeah.
We are done with you.
We get 2 days in a row, I think, this week of spring.
And
then it's crap. And it's cold again for a couple days, but we'll see.
Maybe they'll be wrong.
Yeah, maybe that'll be wrong.
Well, Tracy, if people wanted to connect with you further besides our podcast, which is at SoulSpace Podcast here on YouTube, where could they go?
I am at inspiredsignals.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals and at Inspired Signals Studio.
Perfect.
Yeah, easy peasy. All my links are on my website though, so you can just go there and find everything.
Easy.
And Carissa, how about you? Where are you at?
Well, I'm on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing. You can also find us collectively on Facebook at Our Soul Space.
Yep.
And if you want to go to my Square site, go to my Light of Hope Healing page on Facebook and click the link. Or if you can't find the link there, you can go to light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Light of Hope Healing with a bunch of dashes in between it, .square.site, which makes no sense. I don't know why they did that to me. Thank you very much, Square. I love and appreciate you, but not for that. Yeah, and then you can find some of the things I have for sale, including also like tickets to my classes and things, which I also post the links on Facebook when I do them.
Awesome. Yep.
And then catch me in person in Fargo this weekend. On April 25th, I'll be at the Souls of Spirit Expo from 10 to 5 doing my angel and spirit guide readings, which are always a wonderful and glorious time.
Yeah.
And maybe set up a session with me for later if you want to do some spiritual mediumship or Reiki or what have you.
Yeah.
But we look forward to seeing you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week with more wonderful topics for you about springing in to your wonderful, great, amazing potential.
Yes. All right. We'll see you again next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.